teacher of Zhongyuan Middle School, and very happy for me to have such a chance to introduce something about what we are teaching in the class and something about our school. And first of all, the students of our school are a bit better than others in other schools in Panyu, and it is said that Zhongyuan is the best one. It's the best school in our area, and so what the students learn at the class is a bit different from others in other schools, and because we have a different idea to cultivate their interest, and of course we expect the students can do much better in the most important examination 3 years later, and we have got the responsibility to encourage them or to help them to get into good universities or key universities. So here, this is a textbook we are using. There are 11 textbooks, and in each of them there are 5 units. And for each unit, we have got different topics. And of course, these topics have something to do with the 4 skills, like listening, speaking, writing, and reading. And so each teacher may focus on these 4 skills and to prepare their lessons. And as we plan, in each term, we are supposed to finish 2 textbooks. So in all, there are 10 units.
Oh, wait. When are you supposed to finish 1 textbook?
2 textbooks.
In 1 year
in
or
a
1
term? In a term. So
okay.
In a year, we are supposed to finish 4 textbooks.
Okay.
That's to say 20 units.
I see.
20 units. So, and perhaps, even the teachers may find it a hard job to learn so much.
And you have to finish.
We have to finish
okay.
all this. And we have got 11 textbooks to finish in 2.5 years. For the last half of the year, we have to prepare, especially for the coming examination. And it takes us 2 years and a half to finish 11 textbooks.
And when you say we, do you mean all English teachers?
Yes, just our school.
Oh.
But in other schools in Panyu, even in Guangzhou, they are not supposed to finish all this.
Oh, they're supposed to finish how much?
At least 8. The first 8 books.
Okay, so they can finish 2 books in 1 year instead of 4?
No.
finish.
Perhaps they will also finish 4 books in a year, but they will spend more time in revising to get ready for the examination in grade 3.
Okay. I'm not sure if I getting it yet. Okay. So they still finished all the units, but
8 books. The first 8 books.
The first 8 books.
Yes.
And you finish how many books?
11 books.
You finish 11 books.
Yes.
So so what you mean is that in the 3rd year you continue to introduce new books, but then in the 3rd year, in other schools they don't introduce new books.
Yes.
That's the main difference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And just now when you're talking about the difference between your school and other schools, is this the main difference in terms of content?
Yes,
okay.
that makes the difference.
And they all use the same book?
Yes.
Same books?
Yes.
And do schools in other provinces use the same books?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, okay. So these books are for Guangdong province?
Yes.
Okay. And so each province has its own books?
Yes, they have their own textbooks.
Okay.
So, what the students are going to do in the NMET is quite different from.
What's MMET?
NMET is the national the college
Gaokao?
entrance. Yes,
Gaokao, okay.
The college entrance examination.
Okay.
And the questions are different from other
okay.
provinces.
Yeah.
So we have different textbooks.
So each province has its own Gaokao, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Guangdong, you expect it to be at a higher level, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A student can do better
Okay.
than those in the inland
Right.
provinces.
Right. Okay. So this is different than what it used to be, the 9套班, huh?
Yeah. And so I think teaching this, giving advice and instructions for these textbooks may take up most of our time.
Okay. Now, why do you think teaching more textbooks is better for your students?
Actually, no. In the first 8 textbooks, we are supposed to learn mostly basic grammar and basic vocabulary. But in the remaining 3, 9 to 11, and we just enlarge their vocabulary. And of course, the tests in the textbooks may be longer and they contain much more information. And perhaps those can help students can do better in reading comprehension and even in writings.
Okay. I noticed, for example, today you are teaching the ing form.
Yes.
And have they been taught the same thing when they were in middle school?
No, in junior, they may have examples or they may have heard of this.
Okay.
But the teachers in junior school may not have given them enough advice, enough instructions. So it's our turn in senior high school, and teachers may give them more help to understand this. And especially now we follow patterns to do the writings, and we hope the students can use patterns like ing forms or ed forms to do their writings.
I see.
So most of us make them important to give them help in such a way.
And just now, let me just clarify one more time. So only your school is teaching all 11 books, or is this a school requirement, or is this a city requirement, or is this a provincial requirement?
This is not a requirement, but it's only
expectation. Okay,
yes.
all right. And those textbooks are similar to these ones, right?
Yes.
They're in a series.
Yes.
So in other words, book 9 to book 11 are optional for other schools.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when the students go take Gaokao, those Gaokao exams follow these textbooks?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially the grammar points as well as the vocabulary, the words.
Okay.
And actually at the end of, in the first term of grade 3, students are given some instructions for Gaokao.
Okay.
And they may know what words they may come across in the examination and what grammar points they should get ready for them.
Okay. Do we have some sample 高考 Cherry? 我们有没有一些高考的例子可以去看的？
高考不是例子 ，sorry。
Introduce 高考. What are the main areas that they teach, that they test?
Okay, now actually Gaokao is the entrance examination, the college entrance examination. So, and for each student, they are supposed to take a chance to decide their future by taking this examination in grade 3. That's at the end of their learning in senior high school.
Okay.
And Gaokao takes place in July, and at the beginning of July, and each year, and they have to enroll. They have to register first, and then they are qualified to take these examinations until they are officially granted.
What are the contents in Gaokao? I mean, do they have speaking and listening?
Yes. So far, there are 2 parts in Gaokao, and the first part is the part for to check their listening and speaking skills, and this part takes up 15 points out of 150. the total points.
Oh, speaking and listening is only 15 points
Yes.
out of 150.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, it's not very important.
No, in fact, it plays its own part in this examination, and some students may get quite nervous about these 15 points. And they are good at writing and they are good at reading, but perhaps some of them are poorer at speaking and listening. And actually, it plays its own role in this examination. Now, this part takes place in March each year.
Okay, before the writing part.
Yes, before
Okay.
the writing parts.
Now, when you say speaking and listening, are they two combined together?
Combined together.
Combined together.
Yeah. In this part, they have to finish 3 sections.
Uh-huh.
3 sections. The first section is to listen and read aloud.
When they listen, are they like all in a big hall,
Yeah,
and then they
in
listen to a broadcast?
30 students in an examination hall, and they listen to a short passage together, and they have already put on their earphones.
All students have earphones,
Yeah,
so
have
not
earphones.
just through loudspeakers. Huh?
Yes,
Okay.
and then they listen and give them. We will give them 1 minute to get ready, and then it's their turn to read aloud the passage, and their voices may be recorded, and later their recording will be scored, will be given marks.
Oh, so when you talk about speaking, they are not really talking to a person, having a
this is
conversation.
Section A is just to read aloud.
Oh, okay.
Section B.
Okay.
Section B, they are supposed to watch a video clip about situation, a daily situation, and
Okay.
they watch, and they will hear some dialogues, or they will hear words on the video clip, and then they have to get ready for 3 questions. They have to get ready for 3 questions, and they will ask 3 questions in English. And no matter whether they ask the questions correctly, the computer will answer them automatically.
The students need to create 3 questions.
Not create, translate. They are given 3 questions in Chinese, but they are supposed to ask. They are supposed to speak into the phone in English, to ask these questions in English.
Oh, so on the screen they will show the 3 questions in Chinese.
And on the paper.
On the paper.
Yes.
So they will give you 3 questions in Chinese,
Yes.
and the students are supposed to translate the Chinese questions into English and speak it to the computer.
Yes.
Oh,
The
interesting.
computer will give responses, and no matter whether you ask them correctly, grammatically.
And the computer will give the same answer to all the questions.
Students, yes.
Okay.
And their questions, their answers may contain more information to these questions. So, and then after these 3 questions, the computer will ask the students 5 questions.
Uh-huh.
5
So,
questions.
does the computer ask the same 5 questions to all the students?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what you say, the computer will
Yes.
ask the same questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask them 5 questions, and this is section B.
And when they ask 5 questions, they will ask 1 question at a time, right? They will ask 1 question, then the students will answer the question,
Yes.
and then the next question.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And the students don't need to answer the questions in details. Just give the correct answers briefly.
Okay.
And they don't need to make comments.
Okay.
And this is section B. And section C. Section C is interesting. And so the computer will tell each student a story, always a narration, a story, interesting story, and then it will be repeated twice. The students may listen to the story twice, and then they will have got 2 minutes to get ready to retell the story.
Oh.
This is section C.
Do they retell the stories in paraphrase the story,
No,
or they
just
have to
retell.
they have to repeat it, try to be as exact as the original
Yes.
passage? Okay, so they're not trying to tell the students to comprehend the story and then say it in their own words. They
Yes.
have to just recite the story.
Yes. Just
So it tests them both comprehension and memory.
memorizing.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Do all the voices in this recording, are they all recorded by native English speakers, or are they recorded by Chinese English teachers?
There's no English teachers at the scene.
I think it's
Just
foreign voice.
Yeah. Are they?
just the voices are recorded.
Yeah, I know. So, but the recording, is it done by native English speakers, or
Yes.
all native English speakers, right? Are they typically Americans? Like,
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
okay. So sometimes you can have a mixture of different accents.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially for the second part, section B.
Okay.
And the situation of the scene is supposed to be real in daily life. So different, just like we said, and they can be a mixture of different accents.
Okay. That's interesting. And this whole part, all three sections combined together is only 15 points.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about the rest of the 85 points then.
And well, this part, I mean the writing part. The writing part, it covers 135 points, and there are different sections in this part too. And there is a close test, and there is a blank filling, and something about grammar. And there are 5 reading comprehension tests,
Okay.
and then 2 writings.
When you say writings, you mean essay writing? It gives you a topic and then you write an essay?
And actually, the 2 writings, the first part covers 15 points, and we say this is writing 1.
Okay.
Writing 1, students are supposed to write a short passage and within 5 sentences to cover all the topic given to them. And the topics can have something to do with their school life, and even to talk about their what they do on campus and what they may hear about in their daily life. And they supposed to finish it in 5 sentences.
Okay.
And this must be strictly numbered.
Okay.
I mean, they need to have an idea how many sentences they have written down. So
Okay.
only 5 sentences. And writing 2, they are supposed to read a text first.
Okay.
And then they have to make a summary within 2 sentences or less than 30 words to write a short summary of this reading. And then they are asked 3 questions connected with this topic. So they are expected to tell teachers more about their own opinions. And this writing 2 covers 25 points.
So the 2 essays, each one covers 25 points. So
No,
50
the first
points.
one 15, the second
15.
one 25.
I see.
So in all 40.
Wow. Okay. So that second, just the first essay, just by itself, already weighs as much as all the speaking and listening.
You mean the time?
No, I mean the weight, because it's 15 points, right? Speaking and listening
Yes,
is also
yeah,
15
yeah,
points.
yeah.
Okay.
And actually, writing 1 is something like a kind of translation. And the information is given to them in detail.
Okay.
And I give you a notice
Okay.
and what it covers, and the
Okay.
students may have the same idea. You have
Okay.
to write something about the same topic
I see.
in writing 1. but for writing too, and they can use their imagination and they can answer the questions in different ways.
Okay.
Actually, a survey has been done among the teachers to tell whether we need a section to check the students' listening and speaking ability. Of course, it's not up to us to make a decision. Yeah.
Because if I am a teacher, our students' score in Gaokao is so important, and in order for them, in order to prepare them for Gaokao, I basically won't spend any time on speaking and listening because it's so unimportant. I'll spend all my time in their essay writing and other grammar tests. Right? That's why our students are so good in grammar. But then they can talk when they go to the U.S.
Now, in my opinion, of course, now speaking and listening is important actually in communication.
Right.
But it's a pity that it only covers a small part of the whole examination. So it's quite normal for them to leave this part out. And now, as a language learner, I hope they can be better aware of this. They are important, but it's not a good way to check how well they can do in these two parts. It's not fair because they come from different places. And they come from different schools. And sometimes schools may decide and how well they can do in some skills in learning a language.
When they get a score from this exam, is it one score or is it broken down into different sections that tells you you have received how many points in speaking?
Different scores.
Different scores?
Yes.
Okay. And so when they apply for a university, does it matter that, for example, I may not have scored very high in my writing, but then I score perfectly in my speaking and listening. Will that help me in my college application? Or
it depends. And sometimes if you want to major in language, and perhaps these good points can help you.
Oh, we need to go. Okay. All right. Looks like we need to go. Sorry. Now you teach 10th grade, 10th grade, Gao Yi, How many years have you been teaching?
Well, actually, I've been teaching for. I graduated from college in 1994.
Oh, okay.
So
Wonderful. Okay. And just now I noticed in the textbook there are already a lot of writing on those passages. Have you already gone through those passages already?
Yeah. And
is this a revision?
And not a revision. It's a kind of analysis.
Okay.
And I have told them something about Jane Goodall and the women scientist.
Okay.
And last week we have talked about this topic and the great women in the history, and we have gone through the texts to know something about what the passage tells us.
Okay.
And in today's class, I just help them to understand better the sentences, which can be helpful in writings.
Oh, okay. But in terms of comprehension, understanding the passage, they have already done the comprehension exercise for those passages. Okay. And I noticed you call them something very unique. Did you call them staff, or what do you call them?
Well, some of them may have English names.
Oh, so were you calling their names?
Yes.
Just now?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm familiar with the students in this class. I know all of them by names.
Okay.
So if I find any of them absent-minded, I will remind him.
Okay.
I will catch their attention by calling their names to answer my questions.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.